Hi friends, thanks for tuning in today. We are going to attempt a 5-minute timed makeup look in this video. I felt like I was kind of challenged into this in a PR package that I received recently. It contained the newly relaunched Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Oil-Free. It has SPF 20. I have it in the shade 2C1 Blush, but I guess what's new about this now, let me check my info. It came in this cute little bag. It also came with an entire little coffee making set, which I thought was sweet. But they're saying this is the same formula it's always been, but now it's in an expanded range of 20 shades. So they say this is non-greasy, soothing hydration, healthy blurred matte finish, color true wear, effortless even coverage, and protection from environmental aggressors. But then on the back of that info sheet, they said it's the perfect base for effortless no makeup makeup, only takes a minute to apply. And they were challenging the creators or whoever they sent this stuff to create an effortless look in 5 minutes, the time it would take for your morning coffee to brew. And along with this, they sent a few other things that might, go into that look, like there is a mascara and a lip liner. They also sent a blush in the shade Chai here, which is a nice little kind of semi-neutral blush. So I thought, yeah, Laura Mercier isn't a brand that I've really exclusively done full face videos on for you guys, and now might be a good time to put some of these things to the test and maybe also work in a few other things into this 5-minute face. Then once my 5 minutes is up, I might show you how I would add in even a couple of other things if you had a couple extra minutes. But in preparation for this video, I have been kind of plotting and planning, and I do like this product. I think it's an interesting sort of middle ground because it really is tipping just about into medium coverage, like really walking that line between light and medium, closer to medium, and it doesn't have this glowy luminous effect, which so many products have that are tinted moisturizers or are these like luminous skin tint things that are coming out these days, right? Most things have you coming away more glowy. This one is more on the matte side. It wears beautifully all day. It doesn't make me feel dried out, but yet it really seems to stay in place. So I would say if you're looking for something of this type that's not as full coverage as an It Cosmetics CC cream, it's light to medium coverage but with a more matte finish that I think can make the skin look a bit more perfected, you might be interested in this. In terms of a drugstore alternative, Maybelline Dream Urban Cover is coming to mind, and it might be similar in the overall effect on the skin, but that one I feel like it shows up just a bit more dewy. And this also has SPF 20, don't know if I mentioned that, but I've already got my skincare on, so I'm gonna get my timer here, my 5 minutes on. And once I get going, I might not provide a lot of details. I'll probably clear those things up after the 5 minutes are up, but I am adding in a pressed powder, a concealer, oh, and a brow product too, just to make this 5-minute look come together in a way that satisfies me. So we'll see if I can do it again today. I did a test run yesterday and it just barely worked, but I wasn't talking the whole time I did it. So we'll see. Ready, set, go. All right, got my tinted moisturizer here. Gonna get sort of a large pea-sized amount. Slather this on all over the skin. Yesterday I used a beauty blender. It worked out nicely, but today I'm going to use my Real Techniques RT Go brush, actually. I've got it all over my fingers. It really went there with the slathering. I feel like this brush is probably maintaining a little more coverage, if that's what you're going for. But as you can see, when I first blend it in, I'm seeing a little glow on the skin, but it doesn't really stay super glowing, I guess is the point. So getting it all blended. Hopefully not taking too much time to do this. A little paranoid about getting everything perfectly blended, but there we go. Okay, very nice. Get my cap on. Oh, should I even worry about caps at this point? Ah, cap. Okay. I've got this double-ended concealer. I'm looking for the correct side. This is pretty much a straight up skin tone match for me. I might like to have a shade in this that's just a little more step up brightening, but there's another end to it. And let me just show you that. That's just it feels like a slightly different texture, but really a similar tone there on the brightener side. So anyways, I'm gonna take the same brush and dab this in. There we go. Quick coverage. Anytime you can use a stick, I tell you, that's a fast way to go. I'm just dabbing over it here. The stress. Really, it's my ideal to always be able to take my time doing makeup, but I know that you gotta have a quick look in your hip pocket sometimes, okay? The pressed powder, the translucent pressed here, I love this stuff. It's basically, it's the loose powder, just in a pressed format, okay? So it's everything you like about loose, but in a more convenient, don't have to tap it out kind of style. So I don't know if you noticed there, but it seemed like the tinted moisturizer was setting a bit more, wasn't looking quite so dewy, and then you put this on and you really do have a little more mattification. I'm gonna grab that blush. Should have had my brushes handy, but that's okay. This is in the shade Chai. Beautiful, kind of like neutralish blush. I really like it. I had never tried this shade before. I had used a few different Laura Mercier blushes over time, but I really like this one. So pretty, it's matte, it's buildable, doesn't overwhelm you all at the start. I'm gonna like kind of hit that even just with my blush brush. See me getting the crease there? Somehow that perked up the eyes, did not? Okay, I need to do brows, and I just pulled out my Glossier Boy Brow because I thought I don't have a Laura Mercier brow thing, and what's quickest? So with this, I can just go through, sweep through the whole brow. It might not be my most perfect brow. I got 145 on the clock. Come on now, Em. Can't take too much time here. Okay. Eyelash curler. And the mascara we have is the Caviar Volume. I would say it ain't a cosmetic superhero, but it actually does a really good job of locking in my curl. I will say that. The brush is a little bulky and bunglesome. It kind of like spirals around. Don't feel like I'm gonna forget that I'm even being timed here. But see that? Like, it's nice length. It's pretty. It's fluffy. It's light. And it does kind of hold that curl. Good length. I think I may have tapped onto my lid there. Ow, how did I pinch my cheek just now? Okay, I've got plenty of time to finish this eye and hopefully throw on that lip pencil that they sent, which is in the shade Hazelnut Tea, and it is a beautiful, like, kind of neutral lip liner. I don't think you would have to have that one in particular because Milani makes some amazing neutral lip liners as well in their Understatement line. But I'm gonna throw on what they gave. Oh man. It's fine, it's fine, we'll make this. My lips are a little dry to go on, have this go on top. But there we go. We did it. We did it. Ah, that's got it uneven, but hey, the alarm's still going off, so we can keep doing this, right? Okay. Okay, my friends. Nah, stop. So, the 5-minute face. Are we happy with this? I mean, I'm incredibly happy with the coverage that we came away with here now. The tinted moisturizer, obviously, like, it looks, sorry, everything's rolling away. It looks a little more dewy, like, right when you get it on. But now, like, I didn't even set this part of the face, and I can tell you that, like, it's not shiny and tacky. It really feels very one with the skin. It feels like my skin's natural texture, but a little more moisturized. Now give me a moment here. We're back in edited mode now. I just want to lay on a little more mascara while the getting's good. If I wait too long, I don't think it layers as well on top of itself. But that Caviar Volume, like, it really is light. It helps the lashes stay upright better than most things. But back to talking about the face stuff that I used. This double-ended concealer, so it's called Secret Camouflage Brighten and Correct Duo, and I have it in the shade here 3C. What I wish I saw was more of a shade difference, actually. I think there's a little bit of a texture difference. The Brighten side seems a little bit maybe like lighter and smoother. The Correct side, more thickness for sure. That's what they both look like there. And this was the Brighten side, okay? I wish the Brighten side was like up a notch shade-wise, so I actually got more brightness. What I did get was a good, concealed effect for sure, and I'm seeing a lot more coverage today than when I used the Beauty Blender actually to do my tinted moisturizer and concealer steps. Like now I can see even more coverage for sure. But I don't know, I'm not in love with this thing because I would like to see, again, something more brightening actually as the brightener shade. This was not something that they sent, but just something I've had and loved for a long time, the translucent pressed setting powder. It really is doing exactly what you want the loose to do, but I think this pressed version is just more convenient, so I love that, have loved that for a long time. This blush that they sent, I really like it. As you can see, I'm going in and adding just a smidge more. Like, I just think that's so easy, and I also liked just very effortlessly tossing that in the crease of my eye, and I feel like I could do even more where that's concerned, with just a smaller brush. And look at that, because it's not too pink. It's got a lot of neutral in it. And something about popping that in the crease or just above, like it does a little something for the eye, does it not? I see it. The mascara, like I said, I wanted to show you what that brush looked like. It's like it's got rows of bristles that are sort of spiraled vertically around the wand. So they're coming down like this. I mean, it doesn't seem like the brush that would be most appealing to me, and it is a little bulky. It's big, it's not really tapered, but there's something about the way that builds up on the lashes that it's not too heavy. It gives some nice length, and I'm actually pretty impressed by it. That's gonna be one that I keep using frequently for sure. And the product that I threw in the brows, that was Glossier Boy Brow. Brows would definitely need to be included in my 5-minute face. And then I think the lip liner. Now this is, don't get me wrong, a really pretty lip liner, hazelnut tea, but it's just not like the kind of thing that if you're literally timing yourself, if you're under the stress of being on the clock, it's kind of like, okay, it's fussy to have to apply a small pencil all over the lips, especially if your lips might be a little bit dry. I don't think you have to rely on Laura Mercier for this particular product because Milani, their understatement line, they have a shade called Nude Entrance. They have Cinnamon Statement, which is like deep and a little bit warmer. But there is something kind of cool that Laura Mercier makes that I think would have been even more like speed friendly for this. And it's these Velour Extreme Matte lipsticks. We're now getting into the phase of, little things I might change about the look. And I have one in the shade Vibe here. But look how it's exactly like the shape and size of the Caviar sticks. I think, yep, there's a sharpener at the end if you want it to be a little more precise. But look how this would have just kind of flowed over the lips with a little more ease and speed. So I'm just popping that on just to show. That's a really pretty color that I end up with here. Love that. I also like the shade in this line called Fierce, and it's got a little more brown to it. I was wearing this yesterday. I just felt extra finished with my look, even though, I was basically wearing the same look, and it's very natural. Just giving myself a little extra depth. Even though you go light and very low maintenance on the whole face, a slightly deeper lip can really pull things together even more for you. Even if, you're in mask mode and you're the only one who really knows and can enjoy that. Oh, another thing I might add. Now this Cocoa Caviar stick, if I'm on the clock, I'm not really pulling in anything that takes precision on the eyes outside of mascara. Like mascara is all we can do, right? But as I shared my little lazy liner trick, oops, sorry camera, I shared a little trick in my favorites video, how I like this particular thing just right along the outer part of the lash line as a sort of thick diffused liner. Like this is the ticket for getting that soft liner look that I think is kind of fussy and hard to achieve otherwise. Just go to your jumbo sticks. It may not have to be this one. This one does go on with very little pressure, so that's why Caviar sticks I think are so freaking popular, is because you can throw them on and you don't even feel like you're providing any pressure to the skin. But what I do is just kind of get it there along the outer part of the lash line and then gently smudge the innermost part. And look how that kind of gives the eye even more pop. Ideally, I would pop that on probably before the mascara, but we're just kind of adjusting the look at this point. Another thing that you could do, which I would normally want to do, is probably add a little bronzer. This is my Hourglass Diffused Bronze Light, one of my favorite bronzers of all time. And you can just swirl into that. I'd wear a little bit of that around the hairline just for a boost. I don't have any Laura Mercier bronzers, and I don't know if I ever have had a Laura Mercier bronzer. Get that blended in there. A little on the cheekbone. And if I was in a hurry, this is a great one to use because it's really hard to screw up. And then another option you do have always with bronzer is to make that be, you know, a subtle, easy eyeshadow, even darker than that blush that we threw in there in the crease. Oh, and depending on how tired I felt and looked that day, I might use some ABH double-ended pencil right here. Super easy way to look more refreshed, right? So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did execute on the 5-minute face. I really enjoyed it. I think Laura Mercier has a lot of high quality products. I don't feel like everything I used in this video was an essential, as I said. I am a fan of this tinted moisturizer, and I think I'm gonna get a lot more use out of it because look, with the addition of a little bit of concealer and powder, I mean, are we not so satisfied with the overall look on the skin? And like I said, staying power is really, really good with this stuff. So that was a highlight. For concealer, I think I could have used a lot of different things. I do love the pressed setting powder. That's a gem of her entire range. I like the blush in Chai, but if we're really trying to cut corners here with the things that are absolutely necessary, I could probably come up with a dupe, something similar to that blush shade in my collection. The Caviar Volume, if you have curl challenged lashes, I think you'll be pretty impressed by how this behaves on your lashes. Like I said, it's not quite necessarily the big lash impact of Superhero, but it does still give a lot of length and it's very like light on the eyes. So I would have to say that's a special product to me. I've enjoyed using the Cocoa Caviar stick a lot lately as just that easy, lazy eyeliner type vibe. While that might not be incredibly necessary for 5-minute makeup, I might actually pass on doing that at all. Generally speaking, that's an easy eyeliner trick that I've been using lately. And then if you're looking for a great neutral lip liner, I think you can check Milani's Understatement line and save a lot of money on it. These sort of matte jumbo sticks are really cool and they last wear a really long time, would wear nicely under masks. But you know who else is doing that? The Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink crayons. That would be a drugstore line who's doing the jumbo stick in that matte super long wearing finish. It might just be a question of, are they making the shades that you want? Because I think Laura Mercier did do a nice job with the neutrals here. I ended up popping on the shade Vibe. That was the lighter one, and then Fierce was the deeper of the two. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is always so much fun to give myself a little bit of a challenge like this. Let me know your take on these products. Some of these have been around quite a while in Laura Mercier's line, so I'd love your opinion in the comments section, and I will see you soon. Love you. Bye.